Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? This is D Train. Just wow, it's been a minute, hasn't it? I'm gonna turn that music on. Let's turn the music on for a minute. So yeah, man. Check, check. 1, 2. I don't know. Let me see. Control room. Is it working? I don't know if it's working or not, but I'm gonna keep it going. It says it's live, but it says the app's not working. But let's keep it going, man. I realized that today the Kavanaugh thing was happening. It's supposed to be going down the voting, and there's a couple of senators who were in question. Joe Manchin, he said he would go ahead and vote for Kavanaugh, and so did Susan Collins, and both of them really deserve a lot of credit, uh, especially Joe Manchin. West Virginia, he's running, and he's hearing Trump on the campaign trail. Kind of supporting his rival, his adversary. Um, so that was out there. Um, so I was like, all right, so when's this supposed to happen? It was like supposed to be like what, 3:30 or 3:30, 5 o'clock. So I was like, all right, let me go get some things done. So I went down and I cut some grass, bush hog a field or two, and hung out with my dad for a minute. Came back and I turned on the news, and because it was like 6:30, and I didn't see anything. Nothing. I was like, okay, he must have been confirmed. You know, I swear they had news on like important, kind of important stuff, but they took the other side, of course. Like the face recognition. I said facial. The face recognition thing. That was back in the news. They started talking about some important issues. Again. So I figured that he was confirmed, and I had to really go on YouTube, and I had to appreciate. I have to thank my man Jericho Green, man. His headline title was the only one that had the it said, yeah, he was confirmed. It popped up on my feed. That's the first one I saw. So I was like, oh, okay. So so check this out. D Train learned that that Kavanaugh was confirmed because of Jericho Green. So thank you for the late breaking news, my friend. Yeah, I like his channel. I'm gonna tune into that. But the issue with that is that they spent all that time and energy leading up to this, bashing the man before, like I knew what was gonna happen last Friday. They were like, okay, well, you need a week. I knew what was gonna happen. They were gonna basically use the whole week to like continue to pound his head, you know, belabor the point. I and I come home and then there's nothing. There's nothing, no news about it. I swear. I mean, I turned. Okay, I have to. There's a disclaimer. I only checked one other channel which was NBC News with Lester Holt, because I was on Channel 11 and I was like, all right, I don't feel like, because I was tired getting on and off that tractor and trying to pay attention to what you're doing is, kind of tiring. So I'm laying down. I'm like, when are they gonna? Actually, I was trying to fix something to eat. I fixed something to eat. Got my chickpeas, lentils, and rice, and got my ice cream on a little bit. Sat down. I'm trying to hear, pay attention. Maybe they mentioned it. I don't know. I was in the kitchen half the time, but still, you would think it would be bigger news. But then again, you gotta understand who you're dealing with. It's really unfortunate how that whole thing went down. Just from the whole story, man, and Trump laid it out best in just in a quick clip, and that's what they hate. They hate that quick clip, that quick soundbite that just lays it all out there. And it was funny. Nobody does it better. Well, okay, I can think of maybe a couple people out there who probably could. That's for another video, and I'm yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that one over there. I'm gonna set that one up on the counter over there. There's probably one other person or one or few other people out there who can talk for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, who can keep you engaged and just have a relationship with the audience like that. That's where he's in his element. You imagine you standing in front of thousands of people and you gotta go live and it's hot and you're in a suit. You gotta look cool, calm, collected. You know what I'm saying? You gotta carry a message, and he goes off script from the what you calls all the time. You could tell he has to add his own personality in there, which is what you do. But yeah, I got another video on something like, but the Kavanaugh thing, man, it was like this big thing. That's the only thing I couldn't tune in. I would try to time when the damn weather would come on so I could just watch that. Oh, weather back in, after the break. But now, click. All right, how long is the break gonna be? All right, probably like 2-3 minutes. Turn it back on. Oh, they're still talking. I'm like, come on, man. And they didn't. And then after he was confirmed, nothing. And it kind of, and that part of it kind of reminded me of the Moore. What was that guy? He got accused of, some stuff, and they brought out all these people. It kind of, the politician. Now, if I remember correctly, Donald Trump, he supported the other guy in the primary, and what's his name? Steve Bannon. He supported this Moore guy, right? And then after that happened, it was like the day after he won the primary, they dropped all this information on how he was a child molester or something like that, right? There was this big news. You remember the news, but what about the day after the news and the news after the day? What about those days after? They dropped it. Nothing. You heard nothing. That's what it reminded me of. And that showed me, that's dirty, man. If you really support, at least you got Alyssa Milano still out there talking, or is she still talking, or did she drop it too? She was there in the confirmation. What does she think of Kavanaugh's fiery whatchamacallit? Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of shisty if you ask me. It's just, if they really, really, and they don't, they don't. They just don't want Donald Trump to be able to accomplish or achieve anything that he really wants. But like I said, man, it's hard. You had Lindsey Graham out there. He was holding it down. Man, that Lindsey, come on, Lindsey, man. You gotta is this a new Lindsey or is this the same old Lindsey? I'm just saying, man. I mean, I like the way Lindsey Graham I don't want to say grandstand. That's not the term. It's too much of it has a negative connotation to it. It's showmanship. His showmanship is just, or sometimes it is like that time he says, you remember they were talking about the DACA and he was in the meeting. He was like, Mr. Trump, you have to close the deal, or you have to, like, come on, dude. But every once in a while, when it works out in your favor, like the Lindsey Graham effect, when it works in your favor, man, it's like, dude, it's like bashing my homeboy. But Susan Collins, I still haven't watched her video. I don't know if, I know I have to watch it because, I've watched the testimony. I'm behind on all of it, but I still want to see what was said or hear what was said. And yeah, I just want to hear what she had to say after she voted to advance it to the final confirmation. Because I understand that, it was hard for her too because of the opposition. You saw that. Did y'all see that tweet I had on Twitter? I guess I put it on Twitter and Gab.ai. It was the Predator Stein. Yeah, she had her what's the name? Feinstein had Lisa Murkowski up against the wall, like trying to explain herself. It was just bad optics, probably. She was probably saying, "Hey, how's the kids?" She might have just been, asking her how her day went. And it just look. I know you're having a hard day. I just wanted to come over here and stand in this very powerful, leaning against the wall, trapping you in here stance, just to see how you're doing. I hope you're okay. I doubt it. Anyway, I'm out. So, therefore, on the other hand, nevertheless, word, peace.